It's Friday, which means it's time for a walk and talk. And this is Get That Treasure, where we talk about metal detecting and treasure hunting. You know, Mondays we go do hunts, Wednesdays we do favorite finds. Usually, except for this week, we didn't do a favorite find because I'd had a bunch of requests to make a video about like how I tumble stuff. So I put out an educational video on how I tumble stuff. So if you haven't seen it, maybe you want to check that out, because tumbling finds is like almost like a secondary hobby. It's really crazy like how that whole thing like evolves and you start like tumbling all kind of stuff, but it is true. So what's on the agenda for this Friday? Well, tonight, got the Golden Triangle. Gonna see a lot of people there. If you're in the North Texas area, the Dallas area, and would like to come to a Golden Triangle meet, you should. The meeting, I believe, is at 7 o'clock at 5413 Northwest Highway in Garland, Texas. I could have got that wrong. I don't think I did. Coming up on a busy roadway, so I'm just going to turn around because it gets so loud. I haven't been able to think here lately. It's so loud. But anyway, come to the Golden Triangle. There'll be fun, frivolity, fellowship. We'll have orange juice and donuts in the back. We actually may have donuts in the back. I don't know if we'll have orange juice though, but there will be beverages and there will be food. If you've never seen my video about the Golden Triangle meet, you should check it out. I like it. I thought it was pretty cool. Love clubs, love what clubs do. Speaking of the Golden Triangle, in December we'll be having an open hunt. Spots are limited, so act now. And I'll tell you what, because a lot of the silver and stuff prizes were bought before there was a crazy like change in pricing, it's a pretty good deal. There'll be a silver hunt there if that's what you're into. If you're into finding silver coins, Huntmaster Harold Rose puts on a pretty good hunt. He really does. So it's worth checking out. Other hunts coming up, club hunts. There'll be the Lone Star Treasure Hunters Open Hunt. That happens in October, and I need to get the details for that so we can put that out. But in the description, I'll put the link to the Golden Triangle's Facebook group. You can see like basically if you just search, you'll see the entry form online. But we'd love to see you there. Same with the Lone Star hunt. That's going to be a great hunt too. It's actually, that hunt is the changing of the guard, because in the past it was always put on by Robert Jordan, who's a great hunt master. And this year you got Chris Edwards and Sue Roberts really taking a large chunk of control over, and they're great too. So we look forward to that. Now, originally I started this walk and talk, and this guy pulled up on me and was like, "I've seen your content." Anyway, it threw me off to the point where like I had to go back. I tried. This is like the 4th or 5th time me trying to record this walk and talk, and I'm having a rough go of it. So if this one seems like it's all like off, it's me. It's not you. I know you would like to blame yourself for my shortcomings. And look, most of the time, you're right. It is your fault and not my fault. But in this particular instance, it was my fault. And my mind isn't right for some reason. And I've been struggling. I've been struggling this whole week. Does that ever happen to you guys? I'm just like look, am I above average? Probably. But this week I'm below average. And I can't get it together. Now I hope you know I'm joking. I'm not really that arrogant. Okay, maybe I am. I could possibly be that arrogant. I don't know. Just really, really struggling this week. So Any words of encouragement would be appreciated. But anyway, back to the whole thing. So I started recording this walk and talk, and this guy pulled up and he was like, keep up the good work. Which is really weird. This is not a metal detector. This is just someone who watches metal detecting content. So if you see this, I appreciate it. You threw me off my game, but also you gave me a little pick me up. Originally I started this walk and talk with the premise of talking about new metal detectors in 2026. So I started going on this rabbit hole looking online at new metal detectors. And look, there's nothing new out that I don't already know. But I was curious as to what you would see as someone who maybe wants to get into this hobby. It's very confusing. I get it. But let me tell you something. This is solid advice. If you want to try this hobby, go out, buy a used Nocta Simplex for like 50 to 100 bucks and see if you like it, okay? I will also tell you that when it comes to metal detecting, and I'm really starting to believe this, there is no greater tool in metal detecting than your shovel. Next is possibly your pinpointer. And to some degree, lastly, is the main metal detector you're using. You may say like, Joe, that's crazy talk. I've seen you detect, you're using the best metal detectors there are. Yeah, but I'm like deep into the hobby, okay? And we're talking about like if you're just starting. If you're just starting, you don't need all that, okay? You can like get in with a low cost of entry and really see if this is gonna be something you're gonna enjoy, because there's something I gotta tell you, okay? You're gonna dig trash. And I will weave all this together, but the idea that like your greatest piece of metal detecting technology is your shovel all boils down to one thing. Dig the targets. You gotta dig the targets, okay? Look, I cannot tell you how many people I see out there, $1,500 metal detector, passing up repeatable targets on a Victorian home site. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're just out here looking for, look, if all you want to do is find silver coins, you don't need a $1,500 metal detector, okay? You're not even gonna need to dig that deep, really. It's one of those things, you will find it. You will find silver coins. Now, will you find an 18 karat gold nib from a fountain pen? Not if you don't dig it. And the reason I use that as an example is because detectorist Jason Gwynn found one of those when I was out hunting with him. I mean, it was connected to the pin, but I don't know what that target sounded like, but I can't imagine it sounded very good. But this one little nib had a melt value of 56 bucks in today's gold prices. And if you're just out like coin shooting and hitting high tones, you would have never found that. You wouldn't find it. Also, like, you don't need $1,000 metal detector to find silver coins. That's really what this boils down to. The advancements in metal detecting technology are so incredibly subtle that it's easy to get caught up in the sales pitch of it all. And as a matter of fact, like, to be quite honest, as someone who uses the Manicore and the XP Deus 2, I wouldn't mind using the Legend 2. I think, from what I can tell, it's probably one of the best bangs for the buck as far as like high-end detection. But when you start talking about high-end detection, you're really just talking about separation, and separation at depth. And after a certain point, all the muddies are watered, okay? And that's why when I say, if it beeps and it repeats, dig it, that is the absolute best advice to anyone out there who wants to get into this hobby, and anyone who is currently in this hobby. There is only one piece of advice that may be stronger than that, and that is do what makes you happy. If you don't want to, if you just want to go out and coin shoot and hit high tones, and that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. More for me is the way I see it. I'll keep finding crazy stuff because I dig all these things. Now, I don't want to sound, overly arrogant about it. Like, I find this stuff because I do that. At the end of the day, there's a mountain of trash involved. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of a bucket from one hunt. Okay, so if that gives you an idea of the amount of trash that I dig in a hunt. I showed it to a friend of mine. He was like, I really need to dig more holes. It's a numbers game. It's totally a numbers game. And if you dig more, you find more. That's all it boils down to. So maybe one day I'll do a video about like research. There's multiple aspects to this hobby. You can increase the stuff you find or the type of stuff you find through research. But at the end of the day, the volume of stuff you find will only come down to how many holes you dig. So, I don't know what the title of this video will be, this particular walk and talk, but the message is always in all of my content regarding metal detecting is if it beeps and it repeats, dig it. Repeatable signals. I cannot say it enough. It doesn't matter if you have a $1,500 metal detector or a $50 Craigslist detector. It does not matter. Now, if you've been wanting to get into metal detecting and you're pretty serious about it, then definitely go visit the folks over at detectorwarehouse.com/IGetThatTreasure or use code GetThatTreasure at checkout. And get you a brand new package deal. I'll tell you this right now. Get you a detector, one. Get you a pinpointer. That'll make the game a lot easier. And get you a good shovel. I really say invest in the shovel. And for that, I would check out Excalibur shovels. I don't get paid by them. I don't even get a discount from them. I wouldn't care. If Casey was like, Joe, I got to charge you more for my shovels, I would be like, that's fine, because I live in the real world and inflation is up and I like your product and I want you to stay in business and you make a great deal. Then that's what it would be. I like that product so much that I carried one up to the top of Tintagel Castle just to get a photo with a King Arthur statue. That's how much I believe in Excalibur shovels. So it is what it is. Also, that was a cool day. I got to go back to Tintagel. I know I'm always carrying on these walk and talks, but that's what they're for. So any words of encouragement from me, I think it would be appreciated because I'm just in a funk. But I hope this particular walk and talk hasn't been too crazy and off the wall. I know one thing, if you're looking for stickers or swag or any other thing like that I may have, feel free to email me at IGetThatTreasure@gmail.com. I will send them to you free of charge, as I always do. Also, send in your favorite finds, and I'll showcase them here because sometimes you guys find just the craziest stuff, and I love seeing it because it reminds me that I got to get back out there and get it. Got some good ones coming up. This coming up week, we'll have a gold ring that's really cool. And those are always cool. Gold rings are always cool. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, now I know this one has been all over the place and off the wall, but like I said, I just having a tough time getting my mind right this week. Who knows what it is? Maybe I just need the weekend. Luckily, it's on us. It's upon us. So if you get out this weekend, I hope you get that treasure. I'll see you Monday with a hunt video. And thank you so much for watching.